Hi everyone, my name is RYT-500 Lee Devi and I'm a 500-hour registered yoga instructor. Today I'd like to share with you a 30-ish minute yoga flow for all levels based around Chandra Namaskar or the Moon Salutations. So where Surya Namaskar is a very common basis for many yoga classes and it's going to be a little bit more heating and masculine, Chandra Namaskar is the Moon Salutation and it's a little bit more calming and grounding, but still a really nice stretch and a good workout. And speaking of Surya and Chandra, you'll see my cats throughout the video. This is Chandra, my female kitty, and I have Surya, my boy kitty, so you might see them throughout the video. Today's flow will be getting into the shoulders and the inner and outer hips. I'll try to offer a lot of modifications to make this accessible to everyone. I highly recommend having at least one block available. 2 blocks is better if you can. If you don't have any, no worries. You can still do this practice, but you might consider finding a book or something block shaped to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. Finding a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged on the mat, or if your knees are not feeling good being cross-legged, then you might stack a block or two and sit like so on the blocks, just an option. Wherever you are, bring the spine long. Stack the shoulders over the hips, stack the crown of the head over the shoulders, and let's give the shoulders just a few rolls, letting them land down the back body, opening up the heart here. So we begin to land on our mat. You may like to close down the eyes or find a soft gaze at the floor. And begin to bring awareness to the breath. Give yourself full permission for the next half hour or so to just be here now, be present. And let everything else be put on pause. Start to mindfully deepen the breath, sending your next inhale down into the belly. And on the exhale, gently draw the navel back toward the spine, fully expelling breath from the lungs. If it's helpful here, we can place one hand on the heart and one onto the belly. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale. Reverse the process, draw the navel back toward the spine. Give yourself a few more deep, intentional belly breaths here. Breathing deep into the belly sends our nervous system the message that we are safe to relax. I invite you to keep this nice, steady, deep breath throughout our practice today. And if any intentions come to mind for your practice, I invite you to set that intention now. It can be something as simple as, I am calm and grounded. Begin to blink the eyes open if they're closed, and gaze onto the floor, coming back into the space. Hands can return onto the knees. And we'll start by just opening the jaw, let the jaw be slack, and then take the jaw in circles. Circle the other direction. Then we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder and breathe into the right side of the neck. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder, breathe into the left side. Come back through center. Find your peace fingers at the joint where your jaw meets the rest of your head. And you can use those peace fingers to just press into that joint, making circles and massaging out the jaw. There's a lot of pressure points in this area, so it might feel good to press and hold. You can get behind the jaw as well, like underneath the earlobes where the jaw meets your neck, that whole area can get really, really tight. If we're stressed out or anxious, we can tend to hold quite a lot of that stress in the jaw. So this could be tender. Maybe finding an open mouth exhale a couple sighs as we release. Now we'll bring those peace fingers up to the temples and just massage out the temples. Again, a lot of pressure points here, so kind of just move the fingers around as you make small circles and give a good press into the skull. And you'll find the spots that feel like the right spots for you. Keep breathing as you do this. Again, it can be really intense, but using the exhale to release can help a lot. Let's drop the left ear to the left shoulder again and reach the right hand around to the right side of the neck and just give a little massage to the right side of the neck. You can squeeze, you can run your thumb up and down, feeling where the muscles are tight, just giving some love to those spaces. You might even bring the hand down to the shoulder, massaging the top of the shoulder or even around back to the back of the shoulder blade. And we'll swap it out, dropping right ear to right shoulder. Right hand comes to the left side of the neck, finding that self-massage. Give yourself one more breath here. And then we'll clasp the hands, interlace the fingers, and just take some figure eights with the wrists. Circle it out the other way. And now notice which leg is on the top if the legs are crossed, and swap it out so that the other leg is on top or in front. From here, we'll grow the spine long, and let's reach the arms overhead. As you root down through the sits bones, lift up through the heart, reach out through the fingertips, big inhale. And on the exhale, we'll twist the torso to the right. Left hand lands on the right knee, right hand lands behind. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist over the right shoulder, looking as far behind you as is comfortable on the neck. Inhale, back through center, grow long as you root down. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Right hand lands left knee, left hand lands behind. Lengthen the spine on the inhale. Exhale, twist to look behind you. Bringing the gaze over the left shoulder as far as is comfortable on the neck. And pass back through center. We'll plant the right hand down, reach the left arm over. Keep left hip pressing down so that we're grounded as we lengthen through left side body. Big inhale. Exhale, passes back through center. Plant the left hand, reach the right arm over. Keep pressing down through the right hip as we lengthen through right side body and breathe. And back through center once again. So we'll bend into the knees, plant the soles of the feet, plant the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back, and lift the heart. Nice, easy shoulder opener to start us off. You might bend into one elbow at a time and find a little shift side to side here. Keep planting down through all 10 fingers and knuckle pads. And now we'll take a little shift of the knees side to side, just windshield wipering. And then next time the knees land to the left, we'll keep them there. Plant the left hand behind, sweep the right arm to the right, and we'll find a bigger twist, looking over the left shoulder. Maybe you can see your right foot back there. Inhale, reach through the right fingertips. Exhale, revolve all the way to the right. Knees go right, right hand plants, left arm reaches. Look over the right shoulder. Maybe you can see the left toes back there. Inhale, reach through left fingertips. Exhale, revolve back to here. Again, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Breathe. And again, windshield wiper. Landing with the knees to the left. Left hand plants, twist to the left. Look over the shoulder. And your choice of hips stay on the ground here, or maybe the hips lift up, finding a bit of a stretch for the right psoas, right thigh. Keep planting down through left hand as you reach through the right. Inhale. Exhale, lower with control. Knees to the right, right hand plants, left hand reaches. Stay in this twist or add the hips, lifting up, looking over the right shoulder. Keep grounding down through right hand, reach through the left fingertips. Exhale, lower everything down. And back to center. So we'll start to lift up into a squat shape. If this transition isn't accessible to you, come to one side, come to the knees, then bring the feet as wide as the mat and find your Malasana Yogi Squat. So we're meeting here any way that we can, and maybe you come all the way to standing and then to your Yogi Squat. Maybe you find a block to sit on. However you can meet the shape. We want the toes angling out, knees and toes pointing same direction. And if the heels won't reach the floor, try walking the feet wider. Then press knees into elbows, elbows into knees, and palms of the hands press together. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine. One more breath cycle in our Malasana Yogi Squat. Now plant the hands in front of you, start to lift the hips. Before the legs come all the way straight, lift the toes, angle them back forward so that we're in our forward fold. Maybe the hands are on the floor, maybe you grab that block and find a little more height. Breathe here. Drop the weight of the head. Let the knees be as soft as you need. The deeper you bend the knees, the more the low back can release, and you might even find a little sway side to side. On your next inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. Hands come to the hips. We'll heel toe the feet towards being hips width distance apart. And then exhale, press into the feet to come all the way up to stand. Arms reach overhead, lengthen the body. And exhale to dive forward. Hands plant on the block or the floor or anywhere on the legs. Drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Hi, baby. Exhale, plant the hands, tap the floor, drop the weight of the head, and then right away rise up, pressing into the feet to come all the way to standing. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, dive it forward, all the way back to your forward fold. Let everything go. Halfway lift, flat back on the inhale. Reach the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Exhale, forward fold, tap the floor, then right away, root to rise, coming all the way to stand. This time, maybe you add a tiny little back bend, gazing up towards ceiling. Exhale, hands pass back through heart center. All right, we'll start our Chandra Namaskars. So make sure you have your 1 or 2 blocks. We're gonna plant them to the left side of the mat. And we're starting on the right side of the mat. So bring the arms overhead, can interlace all the fingers except for the index. Ground down through all 4 corners of the feet. We'll inhale, lift the heart and lengthen. Exhale, lean to the left toward the center of your mat. Inhale, pass back through center. Exhale, lean to the right toward the outside edge of your mat. And back through center. We'll pick up the left leg, step out wide, and angle the toes and knees out, sinking down into our goddess squat. Hands can rest onto the knees here. Keep pressing the knees wide. We'll angle right toes in and left toes out. Reach the left arm out, right arm out, lean to the left, and then drop the left arm, right arm reaches, triangle pose. So you can have your left hand resting on the left leg if you don't have a block. If you do have a block, find it in the left hand and bring it directly underneath the left shoulder, instep of the left foot. Then rotate the torso toward the sky. Look at the right hand if that's comfortable. Now we'll revolve the torso over the left leg. Step the right foot in a bit. So if you have your 2 blocks, you can have them 1 in each hand, underneath the shoulders. And if you don't have any blocks, you can just rest the hand anywhere on the left leg. We're growing the spine long here. Roll the shoulders back. Pyramid pose. And now we'll bend to both knees, lower the right knee to the mat, reach the arms up for our runner's lunge. 90-degree-ish angles in both knees. Press the hip forward, press down evenly through both feet. We'll inhale, lift the heart, find a tiny back bend. Exhale, plant the hands, find your blocks or hands to the floor. We'll rotate to the left. Left knee takes a nice deep bend. I'm up on the left toes. Right toes point toward the sky. If you can, use your blocks for stability here or hands on the floor. If you feel stable, hands come to prayer pose at the heart, Skandasana. Now use your blocks to walk yourself all the way to the right. Deep bend into the right knee. I'm up on the right toes. Left toes point up toward the sky. And you can use your blocks, use your hands, or hands to prayer, Skandasana, right side. Find your blocks once more. Rotate to the right. We're framing out the right foot. Left knee lands to the mat and rise up, runner's lunge. Again, 90-ish degree angle in both knees. Inhale, lift the heart, find a tiny back bend. Exhale, plant the hands, straighten out through both legs, step the left foot in a little bit to find your pyramid pose. So again, if you have your 2 blocks, they're underneath the shoulders. You might even come up onto the fingertips for a little more height in the spine. If you don't have blocks, just rest the hands anywhere on the right leg. Grow the spine long, inhale. Exhale, we'll step the left foot back and find our triangle pose to the right side. Right hand can land anywhere on the right leg, or if you have that block, bring it right underneath the shoulder. Open the torso toward the sky. And now leave the blocks where they are. Deep bend into both knees, open left toes out, goddess pose. Different variation with the arms here. Keep opening the shoulders and elbows back. And then we'll ground into the left foot, step the right foot to the left. Now we're on the left side of the mat. Interlace all the fingers except for the index. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, lift the heart, grow long. Exhale, lean to the right toward the center of the mat. Inhale, pass back through center. Exhale, lean to the left, away from the center of the mat. And back through center. Pick up the right foot, step out. Land in your goddess pose. Again, toes and knees are angling out. Press the knees away from you. Second side, so we'll straighten through the legs. Left toes angle in, both arms reach. Reach to the right. Let the right arm lower, find your block or your leg, and revolve the torso to the ceiling. Revolve the torso to the floor, frame out right leg, find your blocks as you step forward a bit with the left foot, pyramid pose. Bend deeply into both knees, left knee comes to the floor, arms reach, runner's lunge. Press the hips forward here, pressing strongly and evenly through both feet. Lift the heart, find your tiny back bend. Exhale, hands come to the floor or blocks. Rotate into your Skandasana. Up on the toes here. And if Skandasana is just like way too much for you, you can always do a variation that's up a little bit higher, like so. Left toes could be down for that. And then find your blocks, walk all the way over to the left, Skandasana. Revolve over left knee, lower the right knee down, rise up, runner's lunge. Inhale, lift the heart, tiny back bend. Exhale, plant the hands, frame out left foot, and straighten through both legs, step the right foot in, pyramid pose. So in pyramid, it's more important that the spine stays long and strong versus being able to reach the hands lower. So think about leading the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back rather than rounding here. Now we'll step back with the right foot, revolve into triangle pose. Left hand comes to left leg or the block. Torso rotates toward the ceiling, look at the right hand. Now leave the blocks where they are, bend deeply into both knees, right toes angle out, goddess pose. Ground into the right knee, step left foot to the right. And we're landing on the right side of the mat. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lean to the left. Pass back through center, lean to the right. And we're landing where we started. So that was one full round of the Chandra Namaskar. We'll take one more round. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lean left toward the center of the mat. Pass through center, inhale, exhale, lean right away from the center. And back through, ground into the right foot, pick up the left, step out, goddess squat. Toes and knees angle out. Press the knees away. So land the hands to the knees here and then drop the right shoulder looking over the left shoulder toward the sky. Pass back through center, drop the left shoulder, look over the right, twist. And again on each side, exhale, drop the right shoulder, look over left. And drop the left shoulder, look over right. And back through. We'll straighten out through both legs, angle right toes in, find your triangle. Maybe you try it without the block this time. Keep that length in the spine and barely any weight in the left hand, even if you have it on the leg or the block. Think about a puppet master pulling your right hand up toward the sky. So nice engagement of the oblique muscles. We'll rotate over the left leg. Frame out left foot, step right foot in, pyramid pose. Lengthen. On an exhale, we'll ground into both feet to rise up here. Interlace the hands at the low back, elbows can be bent. Roll the shoulders back, shoulder opener. And then if you want more, straighten the arms any amount. Take care not to let the wrists splay out here. We want the palms and the wrists to hug in toward each other. Nice active arms. Inhale, find your tiny back bend. Exhale, pour the torso forward. Pyramid pose with shoulder opener. Now we'll release the hands, right hand to the block, or your right hand could also land on the left leg. Left hand to the left hip. We'll start to twist over the left shoulder here. Stay with this, or maybe left arm reaches for the sky. And revolve back down, frame out the left foot. We'll lower the right knee, lift the arms, runner's lunge. Lift the heart, inhale. Exhale, circle the arms around behind you. Again, interlace, straighten the arms any amount as you roll the shoulders back, tracking the thumbs down toward the floor. Plant the hands. We'll rotate into our Skandasana. So this time in Skandasana, if you have the balance, you can play with floating to the right side. Or if you're like, no way, Paisley, that's too much, just use your blocks. Walk over. We're meeting on right side Skandasana. And then frame out the right foot. Rotate left knee down. Rise up, runner's lunge. Press the hips forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, circle the arms around. See if you can get the opposite interlace with the fingers. Then roll the shoulders open, straighten the arms any amount. Plant the hands, exhale. Step the left foot forward, finding your pyramid pose. Again, finding length, leading with the heart, rolling the shoulders back here in pyramid. We'll find our twist on this side. So left hand to the left block or the right leg. Right hand to right hip, start to open the torso to the right. Stay here or lift the right arm. Look up to the right hand. Inhale. Exhale, revolve down, press evenly into both feet to rise up. We'll find our shoulder opener here. Again, try to find the opposite interlace from the other side. If you can remember. Roll the shoulders open, lift the heart, back bend. And then release. We'll step the left foot back a little bit, straighten the right leg, find your triangle pose. Right hand to the right leg or the block. And again, think about that puppet master pulling your left hand toward the sky. So there's barely any weight in the right hand wherever it is. And then leave the blocks where they are, bend into both knees. Goddess pose. Ground into the left foot, right foot meets it at the left side of the mat. Inhale, lift the heart, exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, lift, exhale, lean left. And again on each side, leaning right, leaning left. Ground into the left foot, pick up the right, step out, goddess pose. Press the knees open. From here, option to come up onto the toes. So the heels are lifted. Squeeze the belly, find a drishti, a focal point on the floor. And we'll lean right. We'll lean left. Keep squeezing the belly, gaze at that focal point of balance. Lean right. Lean left. And back to center. Lower the heels, straighten the legs, rotate left toes in. Find your triangle pose. Revolve down, frame out the right foot, step the left foot in, pyramid pose. Option for a twist here again, planting left hand on the left block or the right leg, right hand to right hip or open to the sky. Lower down, plant the left knee, rise up. Shoulder opener, interlacing fingers. Straighten the arms any amount, tiny back bend. And then plant the hands, find your blocks or not. Skandasana pose. Float or walk to the left, Skandasana. And then find your blocks again. We'll rotate to the left. Lower right knee, rise up, runner's lunge. Circle the arms around, exhale, interlace fingers any amount. Roll the shoulders back. Plant the hands, straighten through both legs, step the right foot forward, pyramid pose. Right hand to right block or left leg, left hand to left hip, start to twist left. Or lift the left arm. Revolve back down, step the right foot back, find your triangle pose. Right arm reaches. Barely any weight in that left hand. We'll rise up, bending into the knees, toes and knees angle out, goddess pose. And one more time, interlacing the fingers overhead. Option to lift the heels, coming up onto the toes. Squeeze the belly, find your focal point. Lean right, lean left, lean right, lean left. Straighten the legs, step left foot to right, and we've landed where we started. Lean left, lean right, one more left, and one more right. Beautiful. You can take a moment to set props off to the side. And then facing the short edge of the mat, we'll plant the hands and just find a downward facing dog, the only dog pose of today's practice. You can bend one knee at a time. Shake the head, yes and no. Release the crown of the head toward the floor. Then bend into the knees, lower down, and find your way onto the back. Bring one block with you. Once you land here, we'll bring the right ankle to the left knee. Draw the left shin parallel to the ceiling. See how much you can squeeze the legs in without using the strength of the arms. This might be enough of a stretch or interlace the fingers behind the left knee. Pull that left knee in as you press the right knee open with right elbow. Breathe into the right outer hip. One more breath. And we'll lower the left foot down, swap it out. Left ankle to right knee, right shin comes parallel to the ceiling. Just use the core strength to draw the legs in without the arms. And maybe this is enough of a stretch. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind the right knee. Draw it in as you use left elbow to push the left knee away. And breathe. One more breath. And release. Unravel the legs. Find your block. Put it on the lowest setting. We're gonna press the feet down to lift the hips, shift that block right underneath the sacrum. Find your supported bridge pose. If you have glaucoma, untreated high blood pressure, any heart or eye problems, or if you're on the first few days of your period, just stay here. This is enough of an inversion for you today. Or if you would like more, you can lift the legs straight up, legs up the wall pose. Soles of the feet shine toward the ceiling. Little engagement of the belly to keep those ankles directly over the hips. My cats have the zoomies right now. Couple nice deep breaths, allowing all the blood and lymphatic fluid and the energy we've stirred up in practice to relax down into their rightful, natural flows in the body. You can roll out the ankles here if that feels good. And roll the other way. Give yourself one more full breath cycle. And then we'll bend the knees, lower down, press the feet down, lift the hips, and set that block off to the side. And then we'll make our way into Shavasana, final resting pose. Let the shoulders melt down, feet splay open. Let everything get heavy here. And if you have the urge to get up right away, to move, go on to the next activity, I urge you to just share a few moments here in stillness and silence with me. And then reach the arms up and overhead. Take a full body stretch like you're first waking up in the morning. Oh, maybe a yawn or a sigh. As you're ready, slowly make your way back up into a comfortable seated position. Hands can rest in the lap or prayer position at the heart. Loka samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May our practice and our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom. May peace be unto the whole world. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. Bye, everyone.